Flatbush, New York, in the building. Talia Goddess is here with me. What's up?
Yo, what's poppin', everyone? How you doing? So lovely to be here.
How are you feeling? Never new single, Never Wanna Fall, out now. Your first official single on major streaming platforms. I also have to mention before I start asking the questions, you are a singer, songwriter, rapper, producer, model, DJ. You are all these things and more at 18 years old. I first of all, I don't know. When I was 18, I had no idea what I was doing with myself. So I'm extremely impressed with everything that you have accomplished so far. How are you feeling with this new single finally being out and kind of being your debut on streaming platforms?
It is surreal. Like everybody knows, I've been sort of like an underground artist for the longest while, and so just like making a debut, like really just stepping into it is like such a big milestone for me, and I'm super excited, super happy to get it out. It feels like a literal release, like a release
Mhm.
of energy, of inspiration, and all that. So it feels good. It feels really good.
Man, I love this for you. And if I'm understanding this correctly, this song was written 2 years ago and it was inspired by your first heartbreak, your first serious girlfriend. Please explain to me the not the process of the song, but like the history of the song, because it's been a 2 year journey getting to this point for you.
Yeah, definitely. So I went to LaGuardia High School, which is a performing arts. So I was in this not I was in this class called New Music. Big ups to New
Mhm.
Music, shout out LaGuardia. And the song was a mix of like a song for a class project, which was a performance, and also just I did music as an artist. I was already making my own music as an artist, so it was just kind of like incorporating my own personal style, my production, and translating that into a live band, which is what the school provided me with, like the opportunity to collaborate with instrumentalists and all of that. So
Mhm.
on a musical level, that's kind of the process, a bit of like just delving into just the school aspect of it, like having that as a drive behind me, like finishing the song, and then also like taking it to the next level, being like my go-to live performance song and performing with the band and having a saxophone and having backup singers and all of that. On a personal level though, yeah, I was going through fucking hell. Like it was crazy. Um, it's like when you feel the shittiest, that's when you make like the best work. So at that time I was like going through a breakup, and I'm a Cancer. I'm mad emotional. So I went through such a wave of emotions, and so I think the song really reflects that, because I have this like reggae feel that's just like me being like upset and frustrated at the situation, and then I'm just kind of like, fuck that, and I switch it up and I'm on my hip hop shit and I'm feeling myself, and I got all that vibes, and then at the end I slow it down to like a ballad, which is just kind of like me like sitting in that grief, like yo, like I'm heartbroken, yo, this fucking sucks.
Mhm.
And I'm no longer in that place, like
Right.
I've been on the road, like I'm completely, I don't know, just looking back on that is crazy, just seeing that. And then um, coming and just working on the song and having so many different versions was also another part of music that I've learned about,
Mhm.
just always like trying to perfect it. But just, there's this quote that really sticks with me, just like progress, not perfection. And so just being like,
Mhm.
I'm happy with this. I want to release it before, just I want to work on new music and just kind of let out those emotions. And so that's kind of about that. Yeah.
Yo, I love how there's a whole story behind it. So before we get into the nitty gritty of the upcoming EP and whatnot, I have to ask you what came first for you, because as I listed off before, singer, songwriter, rapper, producer, model, DJ, and also you went to LaGuardia High School, and that's also birthplace of legends. What came first when it came to all these different lanes that you occupy in music?
Mhm. Actually, it was dancing. I started off as a dancer and kind of like a singer rapper. I used to like do covers and
Hmm.
perform, compete competitions. So I had like little like perform like routines, and I used to perform with my brother. So I'm definitely the performance aspect of it, like before the production, before being an artist, just like being up on stage, performing in front of people, going all out, going fucking crazy. And yeah, so now just that kind of just channeled into like performing my own music and expressing myself and just being like a raw canvas for people to see.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I also have to say I love your DJ sets. I think I saw a video of one of your DJ sets on your YouTube, and it kind of reminded me of like the boiler room sets that people that they do. You know what I'm saying? Like they've done the Pierre one. Who else has done boiler room sets? But I'm like, yo, we got to get this girl on one of the boiler room sets because I feel like your energy in one of those. Obviously, right now we can't do it. We're in a pandemic. Please, everybody, stay safe. Don't go to a club. Don't make dumb decisions. But in a non-pandemic time, I feel like you would body a boiler room set. I feel like that would be so fucking dope.
Yeah, I fucking love boiler room videos. I just love it's international. I definitely want to touch one of their stages.
Cause like
Uh,
I even feel like you created like a vibe with the one that you put out. It was like
yeah,
about a month ago, right? And you also put these DJ sets out on SoundCloud. So I feel like that's such like a cool and big part that I feel like not a lot of artists have to them. Like not a lot of artists are also DJs.
yeah, yeah. So my dad was a DJ, so that was kind of like my into the sort of DJing realm. So I want to say I started around 13 and just,
Mhm.
used to play music around the house. And I just picked it up because I'm a tech dork. Like, I love like computers, like, I know
Mhm.
production, like, just learning like gadgets and they make sound and just like they translate your ideas in your head onto, fucking computer
Of
language. So,
course.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I started out DJing like, sweet 16s, like kid birthday parties. Like it was very like not the fun. But as I got older and just like being in high school and also being in like a fashion world and just kind of
Mhm.
seeing that intersection between like nightlife and events. And so I'd be like leaving school, like running home to go change, to go to the event that I got up, and then I gotta go home. It's like 3 a.m. and I got school in the morning, and it's just like it's crazy, and it's just been so surreal, and it's just why I love New York and just kind of like just building this like community, this underground community that's just kind of like if you were there, if you know, so just kind of like now being able to step into the rest of the world, like the virtual world and just like entire world is like new, and I'm like here for it. I'm ready for it.
What's your DJ name? Is it the same as just your artist name?
Yeah, Talia Goddess.
Okay, what's your dad's DJ name?
What is this DJ name?
Does he have one?
Well, his Facebook name. Okay, let me not say his Facebook name.
No, go ahead, say it. Come on, show your dad some
He
love.
goes by Squashy. That's what.
Squashy, that's hard. I like that.
Yeah, I don't. I'm actually not sure his DJ name is, but
DJ Squashy.
probably something like
We
that.
go, we go, we gonna go with that. And you mentioned the fashion stuff, and I couldn't do this interview without mentioning that you are a part of Tommy Hilfiger's New Jeans campaign. Tell me a little bit about that and how you kind of got into modeling and this specific campaign too.
Word, word. So it's crazy that just seeing how the modeling world has or is adjusting to the pandemic. This campaign, which I'm really, really grateful for, was really interesting because they gave me the creative liberty to make a song for them and just sort of showcase my own talent, my own idea of how I want to present or represent the clothes. So it wasn't like they had like, do this at this location. It was just kind of like be yourself, take pictures, just like show yourself and incorporate
Mhm.
your artistry and just have it represent you. And that was just like super liberating because a lot of brands don't give you that creative freedom. So I
Mhm.
was able to work with photographer of my choice and the locations that I wanted. And I
I
showed
love
up
that.
in Brownsville. Like those pictures were in Brownsville,
Get
so
the fuck out of here. You shot that
yeah,
in Brownsville. That's hard.
by the L train. So it was just kind
That's
of
hard. I love that.
yeah. So that was really really dope, and just like I'm so grateful for the team. Tommy Hilfiger has been a brand that's been with like Aaliyah and all like the hip hop legends, and
Of
just so kind of
course.
seeing them like continue that musical sort of crossover is like super dope. But as for fashion at large, it was never really like a thing that I was in pursuit of. Like obviously as a musician you have to be comfortable in front of the camera, like take pictures, like have shoots and all that. But being a subject of interest for like brands and companies and all that, I guess that came just from like Instagram, and it was super
Oh,
like
really?
yeah, just literally just like being myself, like around the city, taking pictures in school, like with my friends and all that, just like catching the eye. Because a lot of my followers were just like, from like my fashion, and just like a lot of fashion accounts and brands be like, I love your style, I love your style, like you're so weird. So just kind of like that's really how it came to be, and so that's why visibility is so important because you never know like who's watching you and just like who's looking for new faces and all that. And it helped because just kind of like I'm not just a face, you know, I have talent, I do music, and so just kind of like transitioning or using that platform to introduce myself as like an artist, not just like a face or a model, and just like being something more than that. So I'm really grateful for the opportunities that been presented to me. I work with some really cool brands and met a lot of amazing people. Like I still talk to this day.
Speaking of amazing people, right, and dope opportunities, you got to be a part of ASAP Ferg's Floor Seats video, right? Which I thought was so amazing. And not gonna lie, before I asked, I thought you were from Harlem for a while, right? You know what I'm saying? I thought you were from Harlem for a second. I apologize if you feel insulted, but
Harlem
it's,
got juice.
what'd you say?
No, Harlem got juice. Yeah, fuck
Harlem
them.
definitely got, you know what I'm saying, just your style and everything like that. It gave me Harlem. It didn't give me Flatbush, but but that's just my initial impression of you. And I thought that it was so cool that you got to be part of this ASAP Ferg, because I love the whole floor seats thing that he did. With that connection, how did that kind of come about for you?
Oh my god, that's like a really funny story. So okay, so I keep saying like high school because I just graduated high school. So um I this was the one day I usually, you know, dress up looking cute for school, you know, like I'm that bitch, you know, whatever. But the one day, like, you know, it's my senior year, I had to stop giving a fuck. Like the one day I show up looking like mad, like regular, my friend calls me like, yo, there's an ASAP Ferg shoot in Harlem. You gotta pull up now.
Oh
I'm
man.
in like I'm in like eighth period. I'm like, oh shit. Like so I I ditched school and I hop on one train to Uptown, like, yo, what am I gonna wear? What am I gonna wear? And so I'm there, I'm in Harlem, I'm in the projects, and it's like all these like cool people, and I'm feeling like, oh shit, like I don't even know how I got here. And it was just like super crazy. And I hate to say this, but like I didn't know what ASAP Ferg looked like before that shoot. So I'm
Damn, son, what the hell?
everybody knows ASAP Ferg, but like I'm like, damn, what does he look like?
Wait, you
So
didn't know what ASAP Ferg looked like? Oh my
I
god.
mean, I
Okay,
knew what he
continue.
looked like, but I didn't know what he looked like. So I don't know. So I'm like sitting there.
Okay, okay.
I'm like, what does Ferg look like? So I Google Ferg, and he's like sitting like right there. So I'm like geeking. I'm like, oh shit, like I'm next to Ferg, it's that and the third. And then like we were shooting, I'm like all, and you know, I'm all when I'm talking to him, I'm like, yo, it's crazy like
Uh
that you
huh.
still in Harlem and you still in New York and like bringing community. It wasn't like no like, you know, casting where it's like, oh, you gotta go get a screen in. It just kind of like real dope New York people, like tell a friend, pull up, as party vibes. And it was just like really dope. And he's super dope. And the whole like mob, and like they had bikers and everything, just like crazy. And the crew was super talented too.
Oh yeah,
So
he be wilding out in his videos, 100%.
yeah, like the production, everything was just like super dope. So
Did he
yeah.
get? Did you get to? What did you get to talk to him about? Did he like? Did you tell him you were an artist? Did he give you any gems? Did you get to like have that conversation or
So
not?
I actually met him at another event. I was
Okay.
DJing this Awake
Oh
launch
wow.
event in the city,
Mm.
and it was an ID collaboration too. So I was DJing, and he pulled up, and I'm like, yo, and he's like, I remember you, and I'm like, oh shit. So then like we're talking, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna produce for you one day, like just wait. And then he's like, yo, so we exchanged Instagrams. I'm pretty sure he still follows me. And yeah, we were just chopping it up. He's mad cool. Like I love people that aren't like Hollywood, you know. So like that was dope as fuck. And like his younger brother Deli performed at my first show that same summer. So
Yeah,
just
I was did one of Deli's first interviews a few years ago.
it's crazy. Yeah, it's a small world. He's dope too. Shout out Deli.
Shout out to Deli, man.
Yeah, yeah. So just kind of like being in that little world, uptown type energy. I fuck with uptown. Did a lot of shows up there too.
I love that. I love that. Well, now that we're past the modeling and the video stuff and the dancing, I wanted to get back into the music. So you got a few more singles coming out before the release of your new Poster Girl EP. What do these singles entail? When are they coming out? What's the vibe on them? What we doing with it?
Yes, yes. So this entire project really just spans like my whole like high school like teen angst experience. So it's about love. It's about, you know, being emotional, you
Mm,
know, getting your heart broken, like being in love, like just being like, and also just like politically charged and just like all this like energy. So that's like the general theme. And especially like as I'm now in adulthood, I'm 18 now, so I'm excited to see like what my next project entails. But this one is very much like a capsule of like my teenage, I'm still a teenager, but you know, just like my essence,
mm,
like teenage years. And so the next single is called I'll Be Down, which is actually it's like a queer love story, and I'm really excited because I feel like there's not a lot of artists. There's not a lot of like Black female artists who are queer and who are represented in their own visuals. So I'm really excited for the music video to show just kind of like that queer love story, which is like my story in a sense. And I don't know, it's just also just crazy just being like vulnerable, and that's a big part of my music. It's just like this vulnerable side of me, like saying what's going on and how I feel and what I think, and hoping people can relate. So
I love
yeah.
that. And you said so the EP Poster Girl is supposed to come out in April, correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
And
April 23rd.
April 23rd. And you know, you mentioned that this whole that the project is very based around, you know, teen angst, love. What and we have three singles. There's gonna be three singles come out before it. How long is the project gonna be?
You're asking the big questions. Well, honestly, I have a lot of music.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I'm still figuring out the final set list, but what I will tell
Okay.
you is that it's going to be super, super cohesive and super just reflective of my production style as the producer, being that I produce all my music, I write all my music, and just kind of like centering around this like time frame and this energy that I'm curating. And so for my next project, I want to touch in house, I want to touch in more Afrobeat, and just kind of explore new genres. And so this project is gonna be vibe. It's gonna be like 6 7 tracks, give or take, and it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be everywhere, and I'm really excited to release it.
Is it only you on the project, or is it just you, or do you have anybody joining you on some records?
Features on this project, no, just because a lot of these songs are over the past, I want to say two
Okay.
3 years. But for the next project, like I have so much. I'm working with new people. I'm looking to work with new people. So definitely on the next one for sure.
When it comes to your music, like, and or you know, your career in general, where do you hope to see yourself, I guess, in like 5 years? Like, what do you want for yourself? Do you want to be like really big off the music, really big off the modeling? Like, what is your kind of like 5 year goal for yourself?
5 years. How old am I? 23. Um, 23. What the fuck?
Girl, I'm 25, and I remember my first day of college like it was yesterday. Trust me, that shit goes by hella quick. I don't know how many older people be telling you that, but I'm telling you right now, you before you know it, you're gonna be 23. You're gonna blink and it's gonna be here. I promise.
Well, that's crazy to think about. I don't know. I feel like the 20s is just so old now. Damn. Well, first I want to be paid. Like let's just say that I'm paid. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not fucking Jeff Bezos, but like I'm good. You know. And a lot of people don't actually know this, but I'm really big on education. I'm really big on community. I actually just started a record label called Trance, which is super like ground up
Nice.
and driven by, millennials, young Gen Z creatives, and people of color based in New York City, and hopefully to expand. So 5 years, like, fuck, I'm gonna have like the illest roster fucking ever. What? And I don't know, just really like passing the torch, even in everything that I do, even though I'm not like big yet, or it doesn't even matter where I am, but just always like looking to give back and give forward and push culture forward, So I don't know, like, and also working on my craft, perfecting my craft, my instruments, my skills, like, just everything is constantly evolving and growing. And that's like the most I can ask for, being paid, being fucking international. Like, shout out to the people who already listen in Europe and Africa and South America and Asia. I fuck with all of y'all. And yeah, just like moving forward, keeping going with this.
I love that. Love that. Anything else we got to be on the lookout for over the course of 2021 for you? Anything else that you got to promote that you want to promote coming up? Anything?
Poster Girl. Poster Girl is the one.
Poster
EP.
girl, poster girl, poster girl.
Yep.
Say it 5 times over, they gonna summon you.
Yep. That has. Poster Girl, April 23rd, debut EP, rep in New York City, New York's very own, Talia Goddess here. That's it.
Yo, I'm so excited for everything that you know you got coming for you this year and beyond. And it was an absolute pleasure having you on the show today. Let the people know where they could follow you at. Any last messages you got for anybody watching this? Go ahead. Now is the time to throw it all in there.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for even like talking to me, Gabe. This is super dope.
Not facts.
all of you can find me. I'm mainly on IG. I'm not posting my Twitter. My Twitter is my little burner account, whatever.
Where you
But
talk
my
your shit.
facts, like my little, my little, don't look it up. But
I'm
my
gonna
IG,
find it.
please don't. My IG is Talia Goddess. That's TaliaaGoddess. My website is taliagoddess.xyz. That's gonna be my name on all the channels, Talia Goddess. Um, and yeah, just everybody be safe, sending much love, much blessings, wishing health, wealth, and prosperity for everybody. Peace, 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 peace be with you all. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Bow.
Thank you so much, Gabe. Appreciate it.
Nah, thank you. Make sure y'all go check out Poster Girl when it comes out on April 23rd, you said?
Yes, yep.
April 23rd. I got it right. I'm really bad with dates, so I'm really happy I remember that. Make sure y'all go check out the Poster Girl EP out April 23rd. Make sure y'all go check out Talia Goddess's new single, Never Wanna Fall, out now. It's Talia Goddess on the radar, baby.
Peace.